Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Now, today, we're not just talking about your standard sporting event. No, we are looking at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but we're looking at it as this staggering, continental-scale logistical enterprise. I mean, by expanding to three host nations, the US, Mexico, and Canada, this tournament is literally rewriting the rulebook for global mega events. And the reason for this massive fundamental transformation? Well, it really boils down to one number: 104. That's the absolutely unprecedented number of matches on the schedule. It's a huge step up that swells this whole thing into a trilateral operational beast, demanding just unparalleled coordination across borders, completely different legal frameworks, and massive transit systems. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to hit 1. The 4018 paradigm. 2. Moving the masses. 3. The Panini sticker crisis. 4. Geopolitics and the borders. And finally, number 5, the true cost of hosting. Let's get right into it. Okay, starting off with section 1, the 4018 paradigm and how it's expanding the global footprint. So jumping from the traditional 32 teams to 48 completely rewrites the foundational mechanics of the tournament. And the logistical justification for that expansion, you can really see it when you look at the emerging markets. I mean, Africa jumps from 5 direct qualifying spots all the way up to 9, while Asia goes from 4.5 to 8. It's this massive push for global inclusion, and it brings entirely new fan bases into the global travel mix. Now, this expanded field creates a really rapid-fire timeline. The group stage becomes this highly condensed 16-day window, packing in 72 matches. Then, boom, we hit a brand new knockout tier, the round of 32. But notice what happens by July 9th. From the quarterfinals onward, every single high-revenue, late-stage match gets pushed entirely into the United States, all culminating in that July 19th final at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. Moving on to Section 2, moving the masses, the transportation crisis. To actually move an estimated 1.2 million international visitors across 16 different host cities, well, officials are taking radically different approaches. New York, for instance, is enforcing a highly restrictive rail plan. It limits access strictly to ticket holders and charges a pretty hefty $150 for a round-trip ticket. Dallas, on the other hand, lacks that direct stadium rail connectivity, so they're employing a highly tech-integrated multimodal system. They're using dynamic chartered bus bridges, all linked together right on their GoPass app. It's wild. 2 cities, 2 completely different approaches to the exact same crisis. But you know, moving fans isn't just about buses and trains anymore. It's about data. Seriously, imagine navigating transit from Vancouver all the way down to Mexico City. Fans have to manage digital tickets and local transit apps in real time. This makes regional eSIMs, the kind that cross borders without those crazy roaming penalties, absolutely critical for the modern fan experience. All right, let's switch gears a bit for Section 3, the Panini sticker crisis, the cultural tournament. This massive physical scale-up of the actual tournament perfectly mirrors the logistics of global fandom. Because to complete the official 2026 Panini sticker book, you are going to need 980 unique stickers. 980. That represents a massive 46% increase from the previous tournament's average. And this ballooning volume, it sets up a truly daunting financial reality for collectors. Okay, time for a quick pop quiz. To understand the true cost of completing this album, we actually have to look at a statistical concept known as the coupon collector's problem. Basically, it's a mathematical probability model. It tells us the expected number of random trials, or in our case, sticker pack purchases, required to actually collect every single unique item in a massive set. So when we plug our 980 required stickers into this pretty intimidating expected value curve, the reality of random distribution kicks in fast. If you're not making a single trade, a fan needs to buy over 7,300 random stickers just to hit their goal. And the punchline here? That statistical reality translates to a staggering expected outlay. We're talking $1,300, or about £1,000, just to fill a single solo collector's book. Unsurprisingly, this almost impossible financial barrier has sparked a massive global discussion. Fans are taking to social media in droves, and the whole conversation is trending globally under the hashtag stickerinflation. It's really highlighting the profound economic pressures being placed on what, used to be just a simple playground hobby. But Panini is adapting to this newly expanded market with extreme precision. From a $1.69 individual packet all the way up to a $135 online exclusive box, they are monetizing literally every tier of consumer. They're even driving corporate synergies by hiding exclusive player stickers inside Coca-Cola bottles in North America. They've essentially turned this collection into a high-stakes speculative market. Let's move into Section 4, Geopolitics and the Borders. The invisible logistics. Hosting a 48-nation event across 3 entirely different countries intersects directly with some incredibly complex immigration policies. And this creates what experts are calling a spectator gap. It's this bizarre situation where players and necessary support staff from restricted nations like Iran or Haiti receive athletic exemptions to enter the country and compete. However, their fans and journalists, they are entirely excluded by travel bans, which creates a very noticeable gap in the stadiums. Now, to help alleviate some of these administrative hurdles, the U.S. did introduce a FIFA Pass specifically for match ticket holders. But here's the catch. While it streamlines the appointment process for a visa interview, it definitely does not guarantee a visa will actually be issued. Fans still face rigorous social media screening, and frankly, it doesn't solve the massive administrative backlog for people coming from countries with suspended processing. And finally, Section 5, the true cost of hosting, legacy versus burden.
Bringing this mega event to 16 cities creates immense local friction. These host cities are dealing with massive logistical burdens. In Los Angeles, for instance, officials are managing organized sweeps for unhoused populations currently living in designated security zones. We are also seeing a huge surge in rental fraud targeting out-of-town tourists. And environmentally, the tournament is expected to generate an absolutely staggering 9.02 million tons of CO2. That is a 92% increase from previous iterations.
Now, cities are fighting these burdens quite differently, and it's fascinating to compare their strategies. Atlanta is investing $950 million into a long-term 20-year transit legacy with its next-gen bus network. Conversely, Mexico City is battling local protests over extractive tourism with something called water acupuncture. They're building localized infiltration wells to recharge aquifers, rather than just funding superficial cosmetic upgrades. Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought. As the 104-match era officially begins, we have to ask ourselves, will the World Cup of 48 successfully deliver on its big promise of true global inclusion and positive legacy? Or will this massive tri-national mega event simply collapse under its own sprawling, staggering logistical weight? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it gave you a whole new perspective on what it actually takes to run the world's biggest event.